Welcome to Koco's Corner. I'm the huge one, Dave Koco from Kocosports.com and Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place, KOCOsports.com. It's your world for it's take 17. It's your home for combat sports. It's where the world comes to kick ass, and above all, it's where it's okay to be a passionate fan. This is our weekly Luchador Underground review. Sorry it's late. I was in the hospital. I was sick. I lost my voice. You know what? November's been kicking my ass, but what a great week for pro wrestling. I I I have not been this happy for pro wrestling in a real long time. I know I gave TNA a little, I went a little crazy on TNA, but still, overall, this might have been the best week of pro wrestling in a real long time as a fan. From everything, from New Japan, Lucha Underground, NXT, Raw, no Cena. To me, this has probably been the best week of wrestling that I've seen in a real long time. And I watch a lot of pro wrestling. Lucha Underground, we always ask win, loss, or tie what you thought of the show. I thought it was a win. I really did. I love Lucha Underground. At first I thought maybe it was just because it's new. Right now they're on a streak, 2 for 2. I was just really impressed. And, it's not perfect, but it's a legit alternative. And I actually enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching it. And I was worried maybe after the second one it would go downhill. But no, as of now, still absolutely amazing. So in my book, Lucha Underground is a huge win. If you don't count New Japan, this might have been the event of the week. So it was just absolutely awesome. It wasn't perfect. I don't think anything's perfect, especially when you're a critical asshole like me and watch it. But I think it's probably one of the best television shows of the week, especially when it comes to North America. You minus the pro rest stuff and the lucha, I don't think anything is better. All right, let's break this down. Please, in the comments, put win, loss, tie, what you thought of it. We will try to get to live comments if there are any. Once again, I just want to apologize. I'm so far behind on podcast. I went to the hospital, got surgery, was fine the first day. Then the second day, I was all fucked up, and then I lost my voice, so my voice ain't the best. But we march on. We continue on. Let's break this down. They show a recap of last week, and it's just like, damn, last week's show was good. And then it starts off, which I think this is, good, bad, ugly. I think this is the worst thing of the show, but I guess you have to introduce the characters. I just didn't feel these guys. You got Cortez Castro, Cisco, and Big Reich, a.k.a. Ezekiel Jackson, just talking shit. I don't buy them as heels. Like the opening, the rich crazy guy I bought as a heel. This, I'm just like, I had some bad feelings about it. But John Morrison, Johnny Mundo comes out and, stands up for himself. This leads into a Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo team because Prince Puma saves them. And they go against Cisco and Cortez Castro. To me, it makes it intriguing. They did a great job telling stories. And Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo are a trillion times better than Cisco and Castro. Maybe they'll show me something later, but as of now, I was just like, oh, okay, well, at least the good guys won. And they went into a great storytelling through this, and we'll get to it. It was a pretty decent match. Puma hits a 450 splash on his opponent for the win, and I thought it was a really good opening match, but I just wasn't happy about the opening promo. It just seemed a bit rough. It just seemed a bit forced. But I guess they have to introduce more heels. They have to introduce the story. The opening segment, the opening promo, not the opening match. The opening match was really good, but the opening promo I thought was the weakest part of the show. The crowd was still into it. There's a lot of backstage segments. They do them like television. It's really enjoyable. There will be a link in the doobly-doo. There already is a link in the doobly-doo, so you can watch it. Please try to go out there and support them and watch it. Just the product is completely different and better. And backstage, they have Conan talking to Prince Puma, and he tells Puma to stay away from Johnny Mundo. Conan says he's the only friend Puma has in the business. So it's kind of interesting because he goes out there to save Mundo, then his coach, and what I like about it is the storylines are so fucking simple. They're just so simple. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, all right, cool. I understand the fucking storyline. It's not cheesy. It's just they do a promo for, and I apologize, I failed Spanish 1, Mil Muertos, which translates into 1,000 deaths, and they really put this guy over. When I saw him, I thought he was going to be someone else. I didn't expect that guy, but we'll get into that later. Then they have a women versus women intergender match, I guess, is they have one man, one woman on each team. You have Son of Havoc versus Eva Liss. I apologize to Eva Liss and her family for mispronouncing that. And Chavo Guerrero and Sexy Star. And I am a huge mark for Sexy Star. I'm like, not just because, oh, she's sexy, she's beautiful. I just mark out for this storyline. Me and my daughter does judo, and I don't really let her watch WWE or TNA just because, she's this would be really insulting, but she's a real athlete. She's, she was looking for real role models. I don't want her to go after the Bella twins or, any of those fucking crazy ass storylines. Even AJ Lee's a great pro wrestler, but do you really want your daughter to fucking look up to that? But Sexy Star, I'm just like, no, the storyline's awesome. The gimmick is awesome. I love Sexy Star on so many different levels. I love her as someone my daughter can look up to. I love her as a great female wrestler. I love the storyline. And it's the men and women really go at it. And once again, I have to give props to their commentary team. The commentary team did a great job of just putting stuff over. And he was just talking about how, it's 2014, women can hold their own. And, give it up for Son of Havoc and Chavo Guerrero. I did get a little heat on Twitter and Facebook and the social medias. I know who these people are under the mask. I just want to live in their world. I'm reviewing the show. I'm not saying, oh, it's M-Dog 20 and all that. I know I got a little bit of heat because they're like, don't you know who Puma is? I'm like, yes, I know who Puma is. But I'm reviewing the show, So your winners is Chavo Guerrero and Sexy Star. Chavo comes off with a huge frog splash on Havoc, and he tags in Sexy Star, and Sexy Star gets the thing. And then there's a huge Eddie Guerrero chant, and the commentary team puts over Eddie Guerrero with pure class, and it just builds up to the main event. The main event in this match, I just want to give props to the creative team. They did. I'll get to the main event, but if I don't tell this now, whoever the creative team is, I don't know who it is. I didn't do that much research. I apologize, but whoever the creative team is gets storytelling, gets pro wrestling storytelling. It's just one day I hope to get to meet him. I heard rumors of who it might be, but hopefully they just keep it up. Someone left in the comments that they replaced the creative team, and I just hope that whoever they replaced them with keeps it up, because show 1 and 2 so far has just been amazing as far as booking goes. Blue Demon is shown backstage preparing for his upcoming match, and Katrina, the 1,000 Deaths, I guess, valet, comes in and licks his face, and it was just, to me, it was really awesome. I was like, dude, that is sexy. A hot chick licking a lucha mask. I was like, move over, hot chick licking the PSP. You're done. So there you go. They show a video package putting Prince Puma over, which he's just an amazing athlete. And then we get to the main event. And this is what I mean by great storytelling. One of my favorite movies of all time is V for Vendetta. And the reason I like V for Vendetta is everyone told me, oh, you're going to fucking like it. They're like, I've seen your writing style. You're going to like V for Vendetta. And I was in college at the time studying writing. And I was like, I went, and no, I didn't hear of V for Vendetta. There was no commercials. And while I was watching V for Vendetta, I'm a critical asshole. So I'm looking, and they tease. If you watch V for Vendetta, they tease a bad story. They tease a bad story. And then as they're teasing this bad story, they throw a curveball in. And they're just like, oh, it's not a bad story. We fucking got you. That's what this match reminds me of. It reminds me of V Vendetta, where they tease a bad story. And as they're teasing a bad story, they're like, nope, it's a good story. And I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the ride because it was a ride. It was a ride. It told a story. And me being a cynical asshole, I'm just like, oh, God, Blue Demons to John Cena. Oh, God, Chavo. You know, like they just teased bad stuff and delivered good stuff. Overall, wrestling-wise, I don't mean to shit on Blue Demon Jr. I respect what your family has done, but I just don't see it, bro. There's so much great lucha out there. And Mil Maruzzo, 1,000 Deaths, he was just a huge fucking guy. I thought it was going to be someone else. My info was wrong, and I watched, but they tease Blue Demon Jr. just being a shitty fucking face, not putting anyone over. I'm like, oh, fuck. He beats Chavo. He's fucking gonna, and then at last second, Maratos wins. And the thing is, they teased a bad storyline. They teased because Maratos comes in and just fucking destroys them. Then Blue Demon gets a little bit of a comeback, and you're like, oh, fuck, all right. I see where this, and they're like, bam, we teased it. And then afterwards, he gets, Maratos continues the attack. And then Chavo Guerrero comes down with a chair, and you're like, oh, God. They're going to tease Chavo being the hero. What the fuck? We see this all the time. And he just pulled the tweener. He just started fucking, he saves them just to fucking wallop the demon with the fucking chair. Just bow, smashes him. And then staff members and other luchadors. The fact that they call them luchadors, I marked out for that a little bit. But other luchadors came in, staff came in, and Chavo's just smashing with a chair. And then earlier in the night, Chavo Guerrero and Sexy Star were tag team partners. They were family, best friends. And she comes out to stop him. Like, oh, God. And, you know, I haven't seen a woman take a good chair shot in a real long time. And I'm like, oh, God, they're just going to tease this fucking shitty fucking storyline. And I'm like, and fucking, I marked out just because I haven't seen it in a while, especially from an American product. Chavo just cranks the chair and fucking smashes her. And the fans bought into it. The fans were into it. And I'm just like, dude, you teased 3 bad stories that are told over and over in American television wrestling. You teased bad stories and delivered good stories. I think Lucha Underground 2 weeks in a row has been the best show. But this week, you know, it was a lot closer because pro wrestling in America, in Japan, it just has been amazing. I'm so pissed that I had to go in the hospital. I'm so sick. It's like, man, I'm in the hospital. I'm sick, and fucking wrestling's good. I'm losing my voice, and wrestling's good. I'll be healthy as shit next week, and everything will suck. But this week was amazing. I love Lucha Underground. I give it a huge win, and I love it. I love when people tease the shitty story that you're about to see, and they switch it up. Some story that does this later. I'm going to get some heel heat because this is most of our demographic is guys. But a story that does this, and a lot of people put this movie over a lot, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's not that good. But what it's good at is teasing something bad and delivering something good. That is Frozen. I know, judge me all you want. I have a daughter. I watch Frozen. It's not as good as the Tumblr feminists believe it is, but it was really good as far as let's tease a shitty story and deliver a good one. And I believe that's what Lucha Underground did 3 times in one segment. And I absolutely enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoy the booking. I enjoy that fact that you turn it on and it is completely different from WWE and TNA. It's a legit alternative. I hope, and I read that only 8,000 people watched it, but hopefully with people downloading it. Lucha Underground also put up the main event last week on YouTube. I just hope people discover this channel, discover this company, and give it a shot. Now, some people might not like it, but it's definitely different. You can't say that about TNA and Ring of Honor. You really can't say it about Ring of Honor, except they have great athletes. But the more WWE steals Ring of Honor guys and parks them in NXT, um, you could say. So the Lucha Underground, I think when you watch it, you're like, this is completely something different. And I think that's what a lot of fans were looking for. They were just looking for alternatives. I thought it was a huge win. So much props to them. Like I said, there is cosplay fan page. Thank you for the favorite on Twitter. On Facebook, they said Lucha Underground was the best show of the week, 2 weeks in a row. So well, good things on Facebook and then on YouTube. Boom, 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 boom. Lennox Wooderson said Chavo for heel turn of the year. You know what? There really hasn't been that many heel turns. I'm trying to think. I mean, AJ Styles being the leader of the Bullet Club, I don't know if that counts as a heel turn. That was kind of a big shock, but I don't know if that's a heel turn. That's more of a shock, I would say. Yeah. I mean, because Yamato, yeah, all the major Dragon Gate heel turns, I believe, happened last year. So, yeah, I don't see any great – it's a great point, Lennox Wooderson, possibly heel, because they built it up in 2 shows. It's crazy. That's what I'm talking about, WWE, TNA. It's been around for 2 weeks, and you already are like, oh, that heel turn is the biggest of the year. Oh, 2 weeks in a row, it's been the best show out there. I tip my hat to you. Lennox Wooderson says, win. Thought they could have stopped – couldn't top last week, and they did. I don't know. I think storyline-wise, they topped it. I don't know. I don't know if they topped it. Last week's main event was pretty damn amazing. But either way, but I know what I like. I like the fact that me, Lennox Wooderson, and other members of the Internet Infantry are arguing over which is better. Doesn't that feel so much better than well, TNA is worse than WWE? No, WWE is worse than TNA. We're actually talking about which one is better. Just thank you, Lucha Underground. I completely lost it when Chavo hit Sexy Chair with a chair. Why, Chavo? Why? Yeah, that was pretty amazing. All right, let's see. And Lennox Wooderson said, with the WWE being in financial turmoil, this is the best time for Lucha to come to America. Conan is a visionary. Yeah, Conan is really famous for bringing Lucha to America, bringing it to a whole nother level. And I just think sorry, I got a cold I'm getting over. I apologize to people that have to listen to me. But I just think that this is the only knock, and it's a small knock because I love the presentation. I love the wrestling. I love that it's different. I love Matt Striker more than a straight man should. I just think there's way better luchadors in AAA. So I hope that this gets more popular and popular, and they sneak in better and better luchadors. So, yeah, I just could see it going up from here, especially if you like the luchador style. But, yeah, it'd be really interesting. So who knows? And especially if it gets canceled. If I was WWE, if Lucha Underdoor, I apologize. Lucha Underground. If Lucha Underground doesn't get picked up for a second season or renewed or whatever the situation may be, if I was WWE, I know they sent out a bunch of surveys asking what combat sports you watch. I would be picking up all these. Like, if you had WWE Network and you had New Japan, Lucha Underground, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, maybe Chikara, Ring of Honor, and I know some of this is hard, TNA. Like, what if TNA's announcement was, and I know on the survey they asked, do you watch TNA? That was a WWE Network survey. What if they announced that Impact Wrestling is going to the WWE Network? Because WWE is a monopoly, but they have to treat their network like a real network if you want to get it. Like, people don't pay money unless, of course, you're Ring of Honor diehards. And if you're a Ring of Honor diehard paying them money, congratulations, you're a better man than me. But but with I would you have to treat it like a network. ESPN doesn't start its own hockey league. They just add on and on and on, and there's so many great lucha companies. There's great companies in England that I'm just discovering now. The best wrestling in the world comes from Japan, in my humble opinion. So yeah, I would definitely figure it out. But yeah, I just hope that more people watch it, and I hope more people do it. Sportsfan77 on Twitter just favored our tweet. Appreciate it. Much love. All right. I plan on doing a Ring of Honor recap, and I'm like 20 shows behind, and I want to try to get all of them out there. Please check out Kocosports.net. We have huge plans to improve it every day. Me and Jerry are having a meeting. We really hope that one day we are worthy enough to become your number one spot for all combat sports news. You can check out, they have the UFC Fight Night 55 results up, and they have a bunch of other stories up. So, yeah, please check it out. What was I going to say? Oh, right there, Lucha Underground story. Let's click on that, Kocosports.net. Lucha Underground producer Eric Van Wagenen, I hope I pronounced that right, talks about the plans and future of the promotion. All right, so hopefully it gets more viewers and does great. I personally love Lucha Underground, and I am a fucking prick. I just know I'm a fucking douche. But this week in pro wrestling has been amazing. And figures, it's the week I have to go to the hospital. They fucking do. They do. Thank you, Lucha Underground, for giving us a legit alternative that looks and feels different. And thank you for just fucking putting on a great show. I wish you nothing but success. I hope if you have access to this channel, please watch them and support them when you can. And if you can't, please check it out online and just see. You might not like it, but I love it. And at the end of the day, even if you don't like it, you'll be like, this is completely different than WWE. And that is a good thing. That is a good thing. All right, so please go to Kocosports.net and also like, comment, subscribe. I should be back in a couple minutes to hours, definitely within 24 hours. Hopefully sooner than that, to do a Ring of Honor review. And hopefully tomorrow and over the weekend, I hope to catch up with shows. All right. We're slowly but surely building this channel on our site. Hopefully one day it'll be your number one stop. That's what we're shooting for. We're not there yet because we're honest, but we're hoping there. So please check it out. Leave some comments. All right. With that, I am over.